1.
Now.
Now. I think I got that wrong anyway. But anyway, hi. We're live.
guys.
Where are my show notes? Show
Are we live?
notes? Yeah,
Sure we're
it
live.
said we're live.
I think we're live.
Unless it lied to me. Maybe it lied to me. Technology does that sometimes, hey. Oh, wait. I do need to share this, though. So, but yeah, let's start
live.
with the... We are live?
We are live.
Why is this always a question every single time? I think it's just we inherently don't trust the technology, which I think is understandable.
Definitely
given
not.
the way that technology is. So, yeah.
So the first question. Well, actually, how are you
What we
going?
got to do?
Yeah.
Welcome and stuff first?
Yeah.
Oh, I did the welcome. Welcome. You're welcome. No, I'm not going to sing that. You've seen that movie, yeah?
Yes. Good movie.
Oh, yeah, you have Disney Plus. You have to have seen that movie.
I guess. I get bored and watch very random movies.
I don't actually have Disney Plus yet. Is it worth getting? Still got Netflix?
For the kids, probably, yeah. Like I'd say, it'd be good for the kids to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're answering your tech questions. 5 p.m. every weekday.
For the rest of the month of May.
Yeah, for the rest of the month.
Free of charge. We're not even halfway then yet.
No, but
tomorrow's
we still
halfway.
Work out what I'm meant to do next week. It's going to be tough, man.
Why?
Birthday and all.
Oh, for next Thursday, yeah.
No, I think I can control myself for one day. If you got
yeah, drinks.
And well, yeah, drinks. We skip things, but drinks.
Yeah. Yeah, grab a drink, come ask us your tech questions, see us live, heckle us, whatever the heck you want. Yeah, we'll be doing these, like we were just saying, 5 p.m. weekdays, blah, blah, blah. We've been over that already. But just remember, there is no such thing as a dumb question, because if you need to ask questions, you need to find answers somewhere, so you might as well come and ask us, because we'll answer them 100% for free. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. But you can find any of our contact details at I got it wrong again. The.mill.com/contact. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not the contact mill. It's the .mill. If we were a marketing company purely, then it would be the contact. Anyway, yeah, so you can do that. Find all our social media profiles, email address. That's the one I forgot to mention the other day. Phone number and all of those good things. Yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. So, yeah, we've got drinks. You've got a drink. I've got a drink. As I usually tell you, our drinks are non-alcoholic because obviously we're working. I don't drink anyway. You do. That's your prerogative. That's fine. Just remember to please drink responsibly. Although that's probably a message to me too, because I keep drinking my drinks way too fast. Yeah. Anyway. So look, our first question carrying over from yesterday, well, actually, was it yesterday or was it the day before? Either way.
It's been a few days.
How is ASUS? I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, actually. How is ASUS pronounced? You've probably seen this brand if you've bought a computer anytime in the last, 2 decades, probably.
It's been a while they've been around.
Yeah. Actually, maybe not. 2000. Yes, definitely 2 decades. More than that, actually. But anyway. Yeah, you've probably seen this name around, but how the heck do you say it? I've always said it Asus. Where's the link? I lost the link now. We actually have a link to, well, the official response. Here we go.
Years, Nathan.
Really?
Yes.
Glam is last, apparently.
ASUS Tech Computer Headquarters. Well, ASUS was founded on the 2nd of April 1989.
Here we go. So the official response from
at least
ASUS UK. Sorry, it's the official way that they're saying it is ASUS.
Yeah.
Is it ASUS? ASUS. I need to watch it again. ASUS. I have no sound now. Why do I have no sound? Here we go. Yep, ASUS.
How could we hear that?
Huh?
How could I hear that?
I don't know. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Okay, cool. Obviously, it's capturing my audio as well. But yeah, Asus.
Pretty
Who
much.
knew? But they're
Quick rundown on the video. It's pretty much say it how you want it. You know
yeah,
who they are, and go buy
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Um, I think I've told people before, like people who don't know how to pronounce my last name, because people use my last name as my first name a lot. And they're like, "How do we
Cento?
pronounce that?" I'm like, "I don't care. Anything's better than Hey You." Oh wait, no, sorry. People ask if I prefer Nathan, Nate, Nat, any of those, and I'm like, I don't care. Anything is better than Hey You, which Asus are probably doing the same thing. It's just like as long as you're saying the name, everyone knows what you're talking about, no matter how you pronounce it. And if you think about it, it probably actually helps get their name and brand awareness more out there because you're actually talking about them then. And you're
Well,
like
you can't
staring
afford a
at the name
Seuss.
going,
Why can't you afford a Seuss? I feel like they're one of the cheaper brands.
maybe he's talking about the ROGs.
Yeah.
RJ has dropped a spontaneous question on us. What would be a better gaming laptop, Alienware or a Dell XPS 13? We covered this the other day. Neither. Don't buy a gaming laptop. Do your gaming on a desktop.
Yeah.
Just because
Unless you're moving around. Like if he
you know,
has
you'd have to
no
be
other
moving
choice.
around a lot.
Yeah.
Or really, really packed for space, I guess. But even then, you can buy tiny keyboards and mice and monitors and stuff. So, you know, a desktop should realistically be an option of some kind. You can build small desktops even if you really have to. Yeah, just bang for buck and performance wise, you're going to get much better performance out of a desktop than a laptop. Yeah. RJ said, "What's the best possible desktop I can get for good money? Money or money? I'm assuming money. So that's pretty much the sky's the limit. Basically, when people ask us how much is a gaming computer going to cost me, or you know how much is a computer going to cost me, I always turn around and tell people, look, the sky is the limit. We can make it as big as you. Actually, the sky's probably not the limit. It's probably about $100,000 Australian if we were going to go like.
That XPS hasn't even got a discrete graphics card.
Well, definitely don't buy that one then. But yeah, either way, no gaming on laptops if you can. But yeah, so I usually tell people, tell us your budget and we'll work within that. Basically, if your budget, like for a tower, your minimum should probably be about, I'm going to say 700. If you're going to game, probably more like a bare minimum of 1,000. And we can do stuff within that. Yeah. But recommended is probably what, decent budget, 2,500 if you're going to include keyboard, monitor, and mouse as well.
Yeah.
That should get you something.
Yeah, that XPS only has Intel UHD graphics,
That'll play
620
Minecraft,
shared
won't it?
graphics memory. This is supposedly a 4K. Well, it's a 4K touch display.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be gaming on that with Intel integrated
2.5
graphics.
grand.
Unless your games are Minesweeper and Solitaire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No. Anyway, what's our next question then? Here we go. This one was from Mr. Matthew Stickman Ramsey, which was, what is a generic dock for portable PCs suitable for multiple screens? I reworded that slightly. But for that one, I will paste a link in the thing. Oh, Glam says, I got a pineapple. I'm assuming he means $50. I don't know of a computer for $50.
I'm pretty sure you've bought computers for $50 before, Nathan.
Oh, yeah, not in working condition, though, I don't think.
Yeah, I
Oh,
also
wait, actually, no, yeah, I have from my old work when they were going to throw out their computers.
Dell XPS wouldn't have a dedicated discrete graphics card is because Alienware's their gaming variant.
Yes. Although some of their their higher end laptops do still have discrete graphics. But I don't know if that's a business line, so you might have to look at the latitudes. Anyway, sorry. So for this question, what is a generic dock for portable PCs suitable for multiple screens? Usually the go-to that most people I've seen go with is the Kensingtons. So any of the Kensington Universal docks. But looking at that, I looked them up, and they're like $300+. So I'm not actually going to recommend those unless you want to spend that much money or have that much money available. One that I have seen around is the Toshiba Dynadock USB 3.0 docking station. So I'm probably going to recommend that one instead, because at the moment at Umart, that one is $199. So about at least $100 cheaper than any of the Kensington ones. So I'll paste that down here. The Toshiba Dynadock, and a link to Umart to buy it. Hopefully that helps. That's got a HDMI output and a DVI output. It also comes apparently with a DVI to VGA adapter by the look of the specs. So yeah, you can run 2 monitors off that. If you're using those outputs, you could always get DVI to HDMI converters if you want to use 2 HDMI monitors for any reason. But yes, hopefully that will do the job. And I will close all of those now. All right, so you're up.
I just looked up the price of the Alienware laptops.
How much?
Don't do it.
That bad, huh?
Well, the Area 51M gaming laptop, to get the top specs is
Are we
$7,000.
5 figures? Oh, we're close. 3/4 of the way there. Almost 3/4. Anyway.
It also has the option to see how the frames FPS is for League of Legends. You can get 280+ frames.
What refresh rate's the monitor? Is it 144 hertz in that laptop?
Where did it say that? Yeah, display. Yeah, it's 144.
Okay.
But only 1080.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose they've got to be able to pump picture to it, so if they put a 4K in there, then they couldn't call it a gaming laptop because the graphics won't keep up with anything you throw at it.
Yeah, probably. But
That's
you also
fair.
get okay. Expensive, don't do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're going to have a gander at my computer today at the array of background processes I have going.
All right, are you ready for the big reveal? Ready?
Well, I'm already looking at it, so.
Oh yeah, you are.
Well,
all right, so
I thought I'd do that just in case it was an inappropriate background.
I don't want to know, Jacob. So was there anything in particular on here that you were worried about? Or was it just the sheer number of them?
It's just the sheer number of them and which ones I can just end and not have to worry about.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. Like,
what is this thing? Your phone.
That's a Microsoft thing. I'm pretty sure that's a Microsoft thing.
Is that why there's a leaf there?
I don't think so. I think that just means it's an energy efficient application.
Oh.
But see, what you can do with any of them is you can right click them and then click properties, I think it is. We'll go to details.
Let's go to a random one. No, I like that one being open. So, properties? Or go to details?
If you go to properties and then the details tab, then you can see who it was made by, or what its actual name is, what version it is, where it's... I thought you could see where it's located, but maybe not.
Oh, it doesn't say where it's located.
Yeah.
So stuff, like most of the Microsoft stuff, would I have to leave that running?
Yes. But, okay. thinking this through, what I'd usually recommend is that you leave the processes alone. First, start with your startup list. So the startup tab up the top. Anything on there that you don't want to start automatically, go and open the program first and try and tell it not to start up. But you've already gone through and disabled some by the look of it. So
Yeah,
that's
I've
okay.
disabled pretty much all the main ones. The one there, the Cerberus, that's my
It's raining
keyboard.
here. Yes,
Does it need to be on?
I believe so.
Okay.
Your keyboard won't stop working if you kill it, I don't think. Usually it'd be a utility to enable other features like your lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it's pretty much... Wait, what the hell is that? What is AV launch? Have you ever heard of that?
Antivirus is usually... AV is usually antivirus.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah, so there's nothing really there.
Yep. Okay.
that when I
Well,
turn-
then from there, the next thing that I'd recommend you do, because going back a step, even if we were looking at your processes list, pick through them all and killed off the stuff that you didn't want running, next time you restart your computer, chances are it's just going to come straight back
up.
anyway. So the next thing I'd recommend you look at is your programs list. So the list of apps or programs on your computer. So if you go to your start menu, then the settings icon.
Why won't that come up? Why won't that come up? There we go. So start menu, settings.
Yep.
Wrong screen.
Yeah, it'll do that. Then go to apps. And then from there, you go through the list and see what you want to remove, including any of the Microsoft ones that you don't want to use. Like, usually there's a 3D viewer or something there. It just depends on exactly what you want to use or
3D.
don't want to use. Yeah, 3D viewer, if you don't want to use that, remove it. Some of them will come back with Windows updates or upgrades, but you can always remove stuff again.
Let's slowly go through here and tell me which ones do you think I should.
You should, what, remove?
Remove. Alarm clocks.
You probably won't have a lot because you'd be pretty good at keeping on top of what's on there.
I think I went through most of them.
Some stuff like the alarms and clocks ones is part of Windows and you just can't remove it.
I realized that as soon as I clicked it.
But what else have you got on there?
So that's all my AMD stuff. Like I probably don't need the verification tools anymore.
You can remove them if you want.
Why do I have two?
I have no idea. One's an old version by the look of it.
What a useless update that it doesn't get rid of the old versions.
Yeah.
Because okay, that was gone. Let's get rid of that one. See, I'm glad I had the thing up because my other background is a little bit inappropriate.
Not even gonna ask.
Did I get rid of Avast?
You probably did.
Yeah, I did.
If you have Bitdefender, you probably
did.
did.
Bitdefender, so I should be able to.
Sometimes if programs have already been removed though and they're still in the list, they won't actually uninstall.
Windows cannot find.
Yeah, so it's already been removed, but it's still in the list for some reason. That happens every now and then.
Yeah, so Bitdefender. What did I get Blunder for? I forget.
Probably a benchmark?
Yeah.
You can remove that if you're not using it.
Is it a useful thing to have or no?
Only if you're using it. Blender is actually a 3D modeling and rendering program. So if you were actually making stuff, then yeah, it would be useful. Or if you're running a benchmark with it, then it would be useful. I don't have it on my computer.
Random benchmarks.
Okay.
No, you win.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't keep it.
Preparing to remove. Why aren't you removing it?
It'll probably take a little while.
Yeah, no, it's working now. Where else have we got?
Oh, by the way, even if your computer is quick and fast and you've got a really fast SSD, stuff will often take a long time to process anyway because it's got to write the file entries or delete the file entries and all the registry entries as well. So, you know, just because your computer's quick and your disk access speed is quick doesn't make the whole thing quick for some reason. Well, for those reasons.
like that.
You could
What
probably
would have
remove
that
that if you're
been
not
put there
using it.
for?
I think that actually comes with Windows from memory. I've seen it on a bunch of computers. Either that or it came with your sound card drivers.
Like film and TV, I probably should leave that.
It depends. Do you actually use the window inbuilt Windows viewer to view stuff, or do you use VLC?
Yeah, true. I got VLC, so I can get rid
Probably
of that.
don't need it then.
I love how everyone can see all my fancy random stuff. Can't remember if I used that or not.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Get it.
Was that for your old video card? Because Galax is your current video card's a Zeus, isn't it?
It is a Asus.
You can probably remove that then. Unless you have another Galax product,
This
but
app and it's
doubt
related.
it. Okay.
Ooh, that's an interesting. Okay, let's just uninstall that. I don't know, because there is a few. Zoom's
Yeah.
good. Your
Yeah.
phone can't
Can't even
uninstall.
remove it. That's part of Windows.
That's all part of Windows now these days.
You can remove some of the Xbox stuff, I'm pretty sure, if you don't use it.
I use that because that helps me contact with everyone.
Okay.
I don't know
Cool.
why I'd have live there. That's weird.
That's part of Windows too.
Weather? Oh, I don't need weather. So is this going to make my computer faster?
Oh, probably marginally, but not by a lot.
um, can you remember which TP link?
I'd just remove them both. Because you're not using it at the moment, are you?
No.
Just remove both of them and reinstall it when you need it. Or if you ever need it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, like I don't know.
Like
Like I said,
overall, it seems pretty clean.
yeah. Like I have gone through it before. But yeah, my
Yeah.
main thing was the fact that there's so many
Yeah, there should be.
background apps. So that's
Yeah, there
normal.
usually is. So yeah, that's fine. I have tons of
Like
them on mine too.
like all these like service hosts, what's with all those?
Wait, do you not have sections? Because mine's broken up into apps, background processes, and then Windows processes.
Nope. I don't know how to do that.
Go
Can
to
I do that?
View up the top, so your View menu,
Yep.
and then go Group by Type. There you go.
Yeah, so there's lots of background. Lots.
Yeah. So anything in
Windows.
there, anything in Windows processes, ignore that.
So that all
So
stays.
anything from there down, ignore that, because that's got to
Okay.
run to keep the system running. You could go into services and try and disable stuff, but problem is, if you don't know what you're looking at and disable the wrong one, you're toast, because
Yeah,
your
see
computer will just crash
that's what I was worried
or
about.
stop working. But yeah,
So
the rest of it, anything in
whatever
there,
that is, that your phone, I could get rid of that then.
yeah, that's even running on my computer. That's to connect. I'm pretty sure it's connect your Windows 10 computer to your phone, which I don't actually know anyone who's doing that at the moment.
You ever heard of WMI provider host?
Yes, that's important.
Windows install, I feel like that's important. Like I don't really need all the what's that? What's the start?
I have no idea. I'll see if I have that on mine for you. I've got
That's
that
quite
too.
helpful.
That might be the start menu. Start menu experience host.exe. Yeah, I think that's going to be important.
Runtime broker? Is that
Yeah, you need that too more often than not.
because if that's the case, why do I have Nvidia stuff?
I don't know. You should probably uninstall that stuff.
Like, I haven't got any NVIDIA stuff here, do I?
Oh, no, I think we skipped past N.
I don't.
No, you don't. Where's it coming from then?
I ended it.
Uh-oh.
What? Rookie mistakes.
It's because I haven't eaten today yet.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking I probably should eat something.
What are we having for dinner then?
Why is Cortana running?
Cortana always runs.
I don't want it though.
It's on mine as well, and I've got it disabled.
End task. Go away. Damn it. I don't know if you just noticed what happened there.
Came back?
Yeah. It goes away, then it came straight back.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
basically, there's not much there.
For everybody else, if you want help doing this kind of thing, just get in touch with us. Let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But by the looks of it, I thought
most
mine
of your
was
stuff's
messy.
pretty clean. No, it's not.
But it looks like
it's normal.
clean.
Yeah. Now that we've actually looked through the list, it's pretty normal. So yeah, we'll stop spying on you now.
Why? I've got so many. What is OpenAL? Is actually one of the apps I want to know what the hell is.
That's a good question. It sounds familiar. AL or AI? Oh no. Audio, AL. 3D audio. So more than likely part of your sound card drivers.
So important.
Yeah.
Okay, I might get rid of that then. Yeah, one of the other things, well, this is kind of off topic, but getting ready to move on from what we've been talking about. If people watch other like IT streamers and stuff, IT channels on YouTube, they'll notice that they talk about the Shadow, what is it? The Lara Croft thing.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Benchmarked all the time.
Yes.
It appears you can get it for free. So if you go to Steam and download the free demo or free trial of Lara Croft Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you get the benchmark for free. Like, you can't change all the settings, but it's still benchmarkable. Just because that's something interesting I found out yesterday and today. So
that is helpful. That is good to know. Shall we move on to the next topic then?
Yeah, which was
that was the diagnostics of my computer. So for those of you who were watching along with us yesterday, particularly John, if you're watching, you would have noticed, or you did notice, that my computer crashed twice during the live stream. And I said that I would have to run diagnostics between, yesterday and today and figure out what that was. I'm still on my computer today. I haven't replaced it, so I can confirm that I have run the diagnostics. I'm pretty sure I figured out what the problem was. If you were also paying attention the day before, when I went through all the portable apps, I ran Crystal Disk Info and Crystal Disk Mark. But Crystal Disk Info reported that one of my drives, my hard drives in the computer, is starting to fail, which was good because I hadn't picked that up yet because, hadn't seen it. But anyway, obviously it wasn't affecting anything. But it turns out, if you followed some of the streams back, I talked about a page file, which basically not even when you run out of RAM, sometimes the computer will take stuff out of your RAM, usually when it's full, and put it on the page file, put it in the page file instead, which is on your hard drive. Your hard drive is a lot slower than your RAM, so generally you don't want to be using the page file. Sometimes called a swap file as well for this reason. You don't want to be using that all the time because it slows things down. So obviously, yesterday when it was crashing, I mentioned I had a bunch of tabs open. I had 97 tabs open, if I remember correctly, because I was researching a bunch of stuff during the day leading up to that. Anyway, it turns out that page file was on the hard drive that was dying. So after testing my RAM, because I thought that was a problem and that returned no errors, I'm like, well, how else would that be? And then it clicked. I'm like, wait, because the next thing was like, well, let's diagnose the next thing. And like, well, hard drive, we already know the hard drive is failing. which yes, I am working on, because it's not as quite as simple as replace and clone, because shuffling. Actually, it could be.
Hmm?
It could be. I've got a drive that I can. Yeah. Anyway, we've got upgrades and stuff that we want to do, so we're trying to do all of those at once, or get them all done. Line all the ducks up and shooting down. That thing. So yes. So far, it seems that the problem has gone away. I don't know if I've had 97 tabs open at once today. I suppose we could find out. But yeah, I have had a lot of tabs open today looking for bits and pieces. So yeah. Anyway, so that was the result of that.
Yeah, so
so far,
hopefully
that
that'll
seems to
be
be the
easy to
result
get
for that.
fixed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anyone has a keen eye have noticed it yet. No one's mentioned it yet.
No.
But
I did post it on Instagram earlier.
yeah,
that's right. I was supposed to post it on Facebook as well. Let me do that for us just now. You can keep talking amongst yourselves while I do this.
I'm pretty excited to see what we could do with it. I'm really excited I want to get the RAM that you bought. But
Why?
actually, then, because it was so cheap.
It was. Should get it.
Crazy cheap.
Go get it.
Maybe.
I just got a notification earlier saying that mine shipped.
Oh. But the other thing is I kind of want to make sure that it's not trash. Like, I know it's on eBay and, like, you can send it back and all that, but the price it was just crazy cheap. Yeah, you can't really see it. It's not focusing properly.
It's not.
32 gig of 4x8 gig sticks. What was it? 3200? Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. That's dope.
Oh.
So is it RGB? It is RGB,
Yep.
isn't it? How do you control the RGB?
You have to install a software for it.
So what happens if would my motherboard be able to control it?
I'm not sure, because I've noticed that Corsair seem to have a thing with not supporting ASUS stuff.
ASUS?
Yes, ASUS. ASUS, buddy. I don't know.
Because that may be a kicker for
deciding
me not
factor.
Getting it. Yeah.
All right, here we go. RGB, Vengeance Pro. Oh, no, yep. Compatible with Asus. ASUS. Aura Sync.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah.
I have an Aura Sync.
Yeah.
I believe it's Aura Sync.
Yeah, that's the ASUS RGB control system. Oh dear. It only says that it's compatible with ASUS, Gigabyte, and MSI for RGB control.
And what's yours?
ASRock.
Oh. Well,
it might still work anyway.
Yeah. Because that'd be just who tested it.
Yeah.
Like which companies actually went to the effort to say that it works with their stuff. Because it's like the
there's a link here.
Have you checked to see if the Threadripper likes it?
What?
You know how Ryzen's very picky with RAM?
Yeah.
Have you done some Googles to make sure?
I looked at the thing, like the specs for the RAM, before I clicked the purchase button or the buy now button or whatever the button you want to call it is, the commit my funds to this purchase thing. And yeah, it is listed as designed for X399, which is this chipset. So we should be good.
Is it designed for B450?
Yes.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't actually know. But if it works with this, then it should work with that too, I would imagine. Because this is going to be a lot more strenuous than that is.
They actually look pretty cool, Nathan. Not going to lie.
The RAM? Are you looking at it now?
Maybe. Oh, wait, that's just like the fancier version of what I have.
Yeah.
I only just realized that.
Yeah.
But that's literally all it is.
Yeah.
It's got a better heatsink than mine.
And RGB.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I thought you couldn't fit taller RAM in your computer anyway, though.
Not with my old setup. You can actually kind of see it in the photo. I moved my radiator to the front.
Oh, yeah.
So if you
Okay.
see how there's two colors on the radiator, so
Yeah.
you've got red on front, then the radiator,
Green on
then
the
a green
back.
fan. Yeah.
Are you running push-pull configuration for that?
Yes.
Wait.
Why'd that just turn off?
It went to sleep.
Oh, but yeah, it's a push-pull config.
Yep.
And I went through a lot of time in my BIOS making sure that the fans were running at the same speed. It took a lot of time.
Otherwise, you
And-
create pressures that you don't want on the radiator, I guess.
And a lot of trying to figure out which fans are which, because I've got 8 fans in this computer. 8?
Gee.
Yeah, 8. Yeah, I got a lot of fans. That's not including the the graphics card. So
would you say your computer is only fans?
yes. Yes. It's how
Oh
I
dear.
make my money.
Oh dear. What, you post pictures of your computer on the internet for money?
Yeah. So
Wow.
we may as well
That
jump
went
to the
downhill
next
real
one,
quick.
I guess.
I'm only referencing that because of the thing yesterday
Yeah.
where the person, spammed me. Anyway, that's fine. No.
So
Okay.
next up we have software privacy.
No,
Benefits
not privacy. Piracy.
Piracy. Oh.
Yeah. So I didn't actually get to talk to you about this beforehand, so this will come as a complete surprise to you. But I was talking to Sharissa, so my wife, Mrs. Scrapyard Techie, the other night. Yeah. And we were talking about software piracy because I don't remember why, actually. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Yeah, I remember. I remember the conversation was that I was saying that people need to play with stuff more. So people need to play on their computers more and try and break stuff. That's assuming that the computer's not essential. But, to learn to be able to do stuff, I'd highly recommend people just try stuff and play with stuff as long as you can undo it again or you have a way of going back, because they're not actually that easy to break if you try. I'm talking from a software point of view, so like going through settings and menus and stuff and clicking buttons and things like that. Not necessarily like deleting stuff or disabling services or stuff like that.
Sounds like a challenge.
No, stuff like, creating stuff in Word or whatever. Stuff like that, or how to print something, download something, I don't know, stuff like that. But look, it got to the point where I mentioned and said, I'm like, you know what? I just realized that software piracy actually taught me a lot, because as a teenager, I used to pirate everything because you're a teenager. How else are you going to get the, several $100 or $1,000 software to try it? And, sure, there's the trial versions, but, you're not going to learn much in 30 days. But anyway, you learn a lot of stuff about that. I wouldn't recommend doing it, but at the same time, I've written here benefits. It was beneficial to actually not necessarily have the software, but just going through the process of what it took to acquire it, get it running, stuff like that was always very interesting, and I learnt a lot from doing that. But then I moved on to the point of, I noticed that it was back in the day, and I don't know about now, but back then it used to be very, very, very easy to get the trial version of something and crack it. So you got the free version of, like the trial version of, say, back then it was Macromedia Flash, which doesn't exist anymore, I don't think. But yeah, you got that, you got the 30-day trial, and then you just cracked it and it was fine. And nobody ever seemed to blink about it. The developer, Macromedia, who got bought out by Adobe, they didn't really seem to care. Even with people like pirating Photoshop and stuff like that, didn't really seem to care. Like on a personal level, I'm talking about, not for business. Business, they would have cared a lot. But I figured that it must be like their line of thinking. It's like, look, it is somewhat beneficial to them if these people who are, using it just like on a personal level are pirating it and get to know it. Because then if they then progress into the point of using it for a job, then it's like, hey, I know this software, we should get this software and we should be using this software. And it helps further, like, their awareness and stuff like that. Again, I'm not condoning piracy. I'm not saying you should go and do it, but I can understand from their point of view why they aren't doing it. And I made mention of the fact that the RIAA, so the Recording Industry Association of America, went the other way and decided to chase and sue, and people probably remember this, every single individual who had downloaded an MP3 or a movie or something like that. And granted, they probably had a case for that because, they weren't, it doesn't lead to the same thing. Like, if you pirate a movie or a song or something, it's not like further down the line you're going to be recommending in the big corporation that you work for, hey, we should buy this DVD. That just doesn't really happen. So yeah, but at the same time they probably took a little bit too far. They were suing people's dead grandmas and stuff like that. Why? What have you done? Oh, I would have been back then, but not anymore.
I was born in the LimeWire days, remember?
Man, I was downloading stuff off Napster when it came out.
No, I only remember LimeWire.
No, Napster was the original file sharing.
Getting on the computer before I go to school and just downloading a heap of music so it could just be done by the end of the day.
I used to get up. Okay, we didn't have an internet subscription. So I'd managed to find an ISP, so an internet service provider. This was in the dial-up days, who actually gave out free internet. So you could use their free internet, but they had time slots. So they had, I think it was like between, it was something stupid, like 2 a.m., I think, to 8 a.m., you got 2 hours of free internet. And then after that, from, say, I think it was like 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you got half an hour. And then from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to that 1 o'clock in the morning again, you got another half hour free. So you could do anything you wanted in that time. But yeah, then after that, you could only see what was in their free zone. So websites that they'd partnered with to advertise on them, that kind of thing. You could browse any of their websites for free and buy stuff off their websites and stuff like that. But yeah, anything outside of that, you either had to pay them or, you just had to wait for your time to come up again. So what I would do is, because I knew that we had the 2 hours free, I'd get up at 6 a.m. on the weekend and then use the internet from 6 a.m. to 8:30 and get all my downloading done in that time. Because, yeah, this was back in the days of download managers. So you had to line up all your downloads and then go, right, unpause that one, start that one, this one. And then if your time ran out, you're like, all right, pause that and we'll finish that next time.
Wow.
And that was how I got all those free trial versions of software that I mentioned.
Like, I know I used to just download just anything and everything.
Yeah.
And play chicken with the viruses.
Yeah. No, because the first thing you pirate is antivirus. Again, not condoning this, but when you're a high school student, you have literally no income, and yeah, you do what you got to do. Actually, it was funny.
What piracy websites are around now?
Can you still
use Pirate Bay?
That's supposed to be blocked by your internet service provider in Australia. There are ways around that, but I don't think we should be talking about that.
PirateBay.org?
Yeah. Does it tell you it's blocked?
No.
Really? It works? We're going to try this now.
I mean, yes, it is blocked. Good job, Optus.
Yeah, no, it works. Anyway, well, it works here because we're using different network settings, so that doesn't surprise me that it does work.
It's more like, Jacob, why is it working on your computer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I haven't downloaded anything off there for years.
That's interesting. But yeah, stuff like Like stuff like knowing how to get around the blocks to be able to do that is stuff that, you know, if I'd never done that, I never would learn. Again, I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying you should do it, but I'm saying that, you know, it can be like it does have its
beneficial.
benefits.
So
yeah, and I think
teaching me how to do this one day will be beneficial.
Yeah, and I think. Wait, yeah, we'll talk later. I think the other thing too is that the software companies actually see that side of it. They must, because it's not worth their money to chase the individual for stuff like this. Again, I'm going to disclaimer it again. Don't do it, but you know,
well, I know there's
thinking about it and that kind of thing.
Like I've seen certain like musicians say go pirate their music.
Oh, sorry, that's where I was headed.
It's like some musicians would rather have you listen to their stuff,
yeah,
than listen to other people's stuff. So it's like,
yeah, well, okay. In one instance, there was a guy that I knew who did produce his own music. I won't name him or say where I know him from or anything, but he went and traveled overseas. And, you know, overseas in Asia, piracy is rampant. It's like you walk into a store and you can buy pirated stuff like you buy magazines here.
Are you telling me those genuine DVDs I got from there weren't genuine?
I neither confirm nor deny anything.
Why was that person standing up in the middle of the movie? Dude, you're taking me back. I remember those kind of days.
Yeah, same. Oh my god. Anyway, just remind me, this guy who produced his own music and went overseas and walked into one of these shops, he was amazed and like gobsmacked and like everything because his music was in there. Yeah. And he's just like, I was flattered that someone would go to all the effort to pirate my music all the way on, like, you know, in another country. Like, but yeah, like, again, still not recommended, but it's not.
The real question is, did the people give him a free copy?
Don't know. I don't know if they even recognized him. But yeah, the point is that people like that. It seems like there are some benefits to it, even though it's illegal. Yeah. Like, it's not all like, you know, you do it and you're going to grow spikes out your beard or whatever kind of thing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the lead singer of Disturbed, I've always wanted those piercings.
That being said, though, and this is probably what I wanted to more talk about, is the elimination now of software piracy. Probably not completely, because as I say with every cybersecurity related thing, where there's a will, there's a way. If someone really wants to do something or get into something, they're going to do it. Actually, you know what? This is getting a little bit off topic, but the best example that I've heard of this recently was there is such thing as what they call air gapping. So if you have a computer with sensitive information, you air gap it, which means it's not connected to the internet and possibly not even a network. It's just standalone, like a standalone physical computer. So no one can access it because it's not connected to everything. That's why it's air gapped, because there's a gap all the way around it because there's no network connection.
Yeah.
I won't mention which country, but one of the country's governments was using a program on air-gapped computers to steal information. So what they would do is they had access to control the fan speeds of the computer. And then they would use a computer that was on the network nearby to pick up changes in the sound of the fans by controlling, like making pulses using the fan speed.
Damn, son.
Yeah. I don't know if they were doing it. I didn't read enough detail to see if they were doing it like for individual ones and zeros, but yeah, they were transmitting data that way by picking up the variations in the fan speeds. I'm like, wow, that's committed.
The easiest way to do that would just be set the fans ramped all the way up all the time.
But that's the thing. If you're overriding the fan control, it doesn't matter what you've set it at. Whatever's controlling it is going to do it anyway. So yeah, like I said, where there's a will, there's a way. But okay, back to the subject. Software companies have done very well to eliminate piracy now. With and like at the time when this was first started, they first started talking about this, everyone was like, no, we're never going for that. We're not going to do that. That's crazy. But the subscription-based model or SaaS, which is software as a service. So software is now either cloud-based, so it's hosted on the internet and you access it through a web browser or something. Accounting packages are really good example of this. So, for example, a lot of small businesses are using Xero, which is completely cloud-based, compared to a lot of people using MyOb before that. And a lot of people still are using MyOb. MyOb has now gone cloud-based, but they took a very long time to jump on board with that. So I think they kind of missed the boat a little bit. Same with QuickBooks. QuickBooks took a while to get on there too. Xero really got on there early and smashed it, but that's another subject entirely. So we won't talk about that. But yeah, they've gone to a subscription-based model. Before you used to have to pay, and you can still buy Microsoft Office outright. You buy Microsoft Office outright for one computer, I think, not talking the home or the student version, but for business, I think is about $400 and something.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or you can pay a subscription fee per month, which is under $15 a month, and you can install that on up to 5 computers and 5 mobile devices. And you get the latest version of Office every time it's released or updated as well, because you pay the subscription. As opposed to if you bought the single copy of Microsoft Office, you bought it once and you don't get the upgrades. Like, you get updates, but you don't get upgrades. So say, for example, you go and buy the latest version of Office today, they release another one next week, because I don't know if we're up to 2019 yet. I know there's a 2016. I think there is an Office 2019 now, actually.
I can't remember the last time I actually used
Sorry, yeah, there is an Office 2019. So if you bought Office 2019 and tomorrow they decide to release Office 2020, you don't get the upgrade from Office 2019 to 2020. Because you bought that one copy. Whereas if you had the subscription, you'd automatically be entitled to get Office 2020. Usually their upgrade cycles are 3 years, I think, because there was 2010, 2013, 2016, 2019. But, you get the idea. You'll only get about 3 years out of it. But the other thing, too, is that you also get 1 terabyte of cloud storage with your subscription. So there's that added benefit as well. But basically, like I said, they haven't fully eliminated software piracy, but it makes it a lot easier to get the software for cheaper, because the Adobe suite is what we're looking at next. So Photoshop, Premiere, After Effects, all that kind of thing for video stuff and other stuff. I have a very, 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 very old version of Photoshop at the moment. So yeah, but looking at upgrading that, it's like before you used to have to pay, I think it was $4,000 for the suite up front as a business. Like, as education, it was cheap. It was like $300. If you're a student or a teacher, I think it was like $300. But yeah, as a business, it's like $4,000, I think, or used to be. I can't even look it up anymore because you can't buy it outright. You can't buy it outright anymore. Now you pay a subscription monthly. If we're going to buy it, I don't know if we're going to do it as a business one where we can share stuff, or if we're going to do it as an individual, because there's only a handful of us really who are going to be accessing it. Well, 3 of us really. So we may get individual licenses. If we get an individual license, it's $77 a month.
That's still a lot of money.
But if you break it down, if that gives you access to all of Adobe's programs, and I mean all of Adobe's programs. If you get the subscription for one program, most of the programs on their own individually are $30 a month.
Yeah.
And $30 is not that unreasonable for something like Photoshop or Premiere. But if you consider that you can pay the $76 and just get the lot, you're just like, that's not bad. And I'm pretty sure that includes cloud storage as well.
Yeah, see, that's not too bad then, I guess.
Yeah, but this is why, because deals like that are much better than having to fork out and plonk down the wad of cash to buy it outright. They have not entirely, but they've eliminated a great deal of software piracy by doing this.
Yeah, because it's cheaper and easier to get.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the case of Adobe, that's the only way you can get it now. You have to have a subscription. You can't buy it outright, even if you wanted to.
Which, yeah, I don't mind it, because it's like all the, what are they called, IP things.
IP
VPNs.
address. Oh, VPNs. Yeah.
Yeah, like all the VPN services are like that. They're all subscription based. I can't think of any that you can just buy outright and just have, can you?
No, because that
Yeah,
is actually a service. Because that's an
yeah,
ongoing service. Because you're using their infrastructure and their networks, so that makes sense.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think well, even games are doing it.
Yes.
Like that's a big one. Like most gaming companies for PC games have monthly subscriptions now, where
Yeah.
you pay a certain amount a month or a year, and you get access to a bucket ton of games.
Yeah. It's true.
Like
Like
Origin
the
does it.
Xbox. What's the
Yeah,
Xbox
Xbox
one
does
called?
it.
All
Xbox
Access.
Gaming Pass.
That one.
You got the
What's
Gaming
Xbox
Pass.
All Access then?
I don't use it. I cheat. I have a PC, and because I have a PC, I don't have to buy Xbox Live.
Really?
So I can play Horizon online with my mates without having a Xbox Live.
How do you do that?
It just happens.
Okay.
I haven't bought
Um,
Xbox Live for a long time, and I can still play online. All my Xbox games that I have on my computer, I can play with my friends.
I heard that the Xbox Game Pass works for PC games as well, though. Is that true?
For the ones you can play on PC, I assume yes. So
That's
like
pretty
if I,
cool then.
but the thing is, you got to make sure that the games on the Xbox Pass can be played on PC
Yeah.
because not all of them can.
Yeah.
But the thing is, most of the games these days are going cross compatible as well, which is fun. Because like I
Yeah.
played
So you can
Minecraft,
actually play like with
yeah,
people on other platforms.
yeah, like I play Minecraft for the first time a while ago. Well, not a while ago, it was a few weeks ago, and I could play with. So I was on PC, my mate was on Xbox, and
Yeah.
my mate's girlfriend was on PS4,
But yeah.
and we were
But
all playing together.
isn't there a disadvantage then for those who are better with like the keyboard and mouse, like first person shooters and stuff like that?
Yes and no, because first-person shooters have also added um, aim assist for controllers.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
you know how
But
like
isn't
a
then that a
computer
level
you
of
can
cheating in itself?
yeah, but it's not really like a lock-on assist. It's as you get closer to your target, it
Yeah.
slows down your crosshair, if that makes sense. So it doesn't
Yeah. Yeah.
actually
It doesn't actually
stop
lock on
on the player.
fully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like if you do a quick sweep and you go past someone, your crosshair will slow down.
Cool.
So yes and no. Like yeah, it's a current that's currently a huge debate with Call of Duty at the moment that
What, the
everyone's
console
complaining
versus
about.
PC?
Yeah, everyone's complaining that yes, there's a lot of PC gamers that are hacking. Like there's a lot of hacking going on at the moment with Call of Duty. But
Yeah.
the thing is, all the console guys are just going get rid of cross compatibility with PC. Make
Yeah.
PC players play with them like amongst themselves. But
Yeah.
it's like, but the thing is, console you can cheat. You can get the
Yeah.
exact same cheats on console
Yeah.
as you do on PC.
Yeah.
Like you can get aimbots, you can get all that. It takes a little bit more knowledge on how to do it,
Yeah.
but you can do it.
Yeah.
And like we said, the aim assist. Like I know I've dealt with it, and dude, it's annoying. Like you can tell when a player is playing on console.
Is it that obvious?
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's CJ. He made it in time today, so we can talk to him for a little bit.
Hey. So I'm guessing he must finish work about 6. Can you confirm that? Do you finish work about 6, CJ?
It'd have to be.
Yeah, it would have to be.
I just love how he like shows up just as we're getting ready to end every time.
Well, that's why I figured that must be when he finishes work. I don't know what the lag is like for the streaming system, actually.
Um, Putting it out there, I feel like we should use this for the
Oh, hang
3v
on.
one.
Murray Clayton asks, does that require jailbreaking the console though, e.g. PS4?
No,
I
there's a I forget what it was called. There was something you plug in between your controller and your PlayStation.
Oh,
They
really?
used, yeah, they used to use it for mice as well. I
Yeah.
forget what it was called. I'm gonna have to look it up. But
How does
yeah,
it pick up what you're aiming at though to lock on?
I don't know. I can't
That's
remember. But yeah,
intense.
like you probably would have to jailbreak the PC.
Hmm.
The
The
PlayStation.
PS4.
Yeah, but yeah, you can definitely still hack on them. But yeah, I'll
Hmm.
have to look it up because I remember there was a bit of software, I think that you put in between. Because it was when Fortnite came out. It's how they PC console players were using a mouse and keyboard, but
Oh yeah. Yep.
convincing the PlayStation that it was a
That it was a
controller.
controller. Yeah.
So it's whatever that product is, which I'm gonna have to look up for,
Yeah.
is what they use.
Yeah.
And
CJ's
strike
replied. He
packs.
said, "Yeah."
Oh,
Oh,
he
he
finishes
finishes
at
at
5 and takes a while
5,
to get home.
and then come home. Give the family some love. Then I get to sit down. Yep, that makes sense. And then, oh yeah. So yeah,
Strike
it's
packs,
horrible.
yeah.
Also, there are strike packs for PS4. Is that the thing you were talking about that you plug
Yeah.
in between the controller? Okay.
I'll double check. It might be. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's so annoying. Yeah, that's it. I think that's what it is. Wow, that's actually cool as hell. I've never seen that before. No, that's it's a modification thing.
Oh, Murray said, thanks, guys. On PS3, it had to be jailbroken, and aim assist would run of what direction you're facing. You just zoom and it automatically locked on the enemy.
Yeah, the aim
Wow.
assist these days is like if you YouTube aim assist on like Call of Duty on YouTube, you can see it. Like Doctor Disrespect's one of the guys I watch all the time, who's a PC gamer. Even
Hmm.
hooking a controller up to the PC, he got aim assist. So
Okay.
using the controller on PC, he
Yeah.
still got aim assist, and he couldn't get over how much it helped him.
Okay.
Because you
Oh,
think like,
CJ said Strike Packs has extra paddles for zero lag firing.
yeah. So
Okay.
that's what I
How's
mean.
that
Like
work?
it, I looked it up on what's it called? It goes on the back of the controller.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'd have to see that in action. But hang on. Yeah, I'll have to Google it and look it up for the next stream. See if I can figure it out by tomorrow,
Hmm.
and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yep.
But yeah, I just don't like it. Well, I just deal with it.
Yeah.
Like you get it on all games. You get hackers on every game.
Oh, yeah.
You can either sit there and complain and that, or you just deal with it.
Or
Like,
report them.
yeah, but the issue is their reporting thing is,
Rubbish.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
supposedly like a people actually going through reports and doing it, not like an automated.
Uh,
Your hacking get lost.
oh, CJ said the download
Yeah,
hacks to USB, then plug them in for aim assist. But games like Apex already have aim assist. Lots of people just don't notice it. But when you do, you just get close and let it do its own thing. Oh, okay.
yeah, dude,
Interesting.
it's painful,
Mm,
and yeah,
it
I don't know.
sounds like it.
I prefer mouse and keyboard. Like you
Yeah.
learn how to play it. Not saying
Yeah.
that like all console players, just because they have aim assist, are going to be gods.
Yeah.
Like you can pick on console. I'll admit you can pick on console players like no tomorrow using a PC,
Yeah.
but it's still just it's annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll try to do some research tonight, see if I can find what it was called. But yeah, it's like what CJ was talking about. He really wants a donate button. I don't know how Nathan does that.
I guess I'll look into it. I might be able to set up a donate page on our website.
Yeah, but no, I'll say that's probably call it for tonight.
Yeah, I'd say so, because we've got another live stream in 2.5 hours, so we've got to prep for that too.
I got to work
and
out
eat
what
dinner
I'm
somewhere
eating.
in the middle.
I'm sitting here going, my parents have left their house and they didn't make me food.
Oh, Murray said, "Thank you. I've learned to deal with it, but wondered how." That's all. Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, it's a lot easier to get it on PCs. Like you go to the website, you download it, it's done.
Yeah.
You pick on people. But Call of Duty and that, and like CJ said, you have aim assist built into the games for controllers. Like it's there for them, but it's not as aggressive as a normal like on a PC. You just like click your shoot button and it like locks onto their head and just drops them.
Yeah.
It's not that intense, but it can be. CJ also replied, you can also now add mouse and keyboard. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, it's got to the stage where
I think you could even do that on the original Xbox, though. So that's not really a new
you've
thing.
been able to do it, but that's
but I
the
guess
other
it's
thing.
gaining more popularity now.
The reason why that was bad was because you could trick the PlayStation into thinking it was a controller.
Yeah.
So you'd verse, like, especially in Fortnite, it was PC game. Like, if you were a mouse and keyboard, you verse mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Whereas if you did it that way, you could have a mouse and keyboard, but because you're playing on PS4, you verse controller players.
Yeah. That way you've got a level playing field.
Yeah, but when you use mouse and keyboard versus controller players back then, it wasn't very fair.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go through. If you liked having a chat and like what we talk about, hit us with a like, bit of a share. Let your friends know. And if you have stupid questions, any kind of questions, ask us. Because
there's no
like
such
what
thing
Murray's
as stupid questions.
Yeah, like what Murray asks, I'm gonna do some research tonight because I remember hearing about it. I just want to double check what it was and make sure that I am still right.
Yep.
But
shoot your questions through to us. There is no such thing as a dumb question. Well, there might be. I don't know. I'm going with no. There is no such thing as a dumb question.
See, I'm torn. I've always been taught that there is. You just got to think about it first. But that's just from the mechanic side of me.
Yeah.
We get annoyed if you take 2 seconds to think and you can figure it out.
CJ said you can 180 turn in one roll, no lag, like a controller. Cross-platform isn't fair gaming, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't feel like it's fair either, even with the assists.
See, I don't see it as... I'd understand if it was competitive.
Yeah.
In like ranked games, hell no. Don't do it in ranked games.
No.
But the fact that it's bringing friends together... Because like when I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm playing with PlayStation friends, with Xbox friends, and PC friends all at once.
Yep.
Whereas if we didn't have cross-platform, it'd be you'd only be with certain friends.
Yeah, true.
If that makes sense.
Maybe it's just down to personal preference then. But I think overall, I think it seems unfair to cross-platform.
Well, again, it also depends on what game it is. Like I said, like if it's ranked and you're going for points, hell yeah, stuff that off.
Yeah.
But when it's just a casual game.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah, if it's a casual...
I just know some people get very committed and involved in their gaming and then get upset when stuff like that goes down. So yeah.
I know you know the guys I game with, Nathan.
Yeah.
Yeah. My issue is I just sit here and wait. Yeah, they should have the cross-platform lobbies because that's one of the issues.
Do they not have that? I'm not really a gamer, so
with Warzone, which is the Call of Duty Battle Royale, you have to have cross-platform on.
Okay.
When you play just normal Call of Duty multiplayer, as far as I know, you can turn it off.
Okay.
But at the moment, Warzone is like 100% cross-platform. You have no choice.
Okay, interesting.
But that is also a free game.
Hmm.
So Warzone's a free game to play. So
Yeah.
that's why I feel like cross-platform's open. Because
Yeah.
it's just like, you're not paying anything for the game.
Yeah.
This is what we want.
Yeah,
Whereas
I guess that makes more sense then.
Whereas with the multiplayer aspect of Call of Duty, you
Yeah.
have to pay to buy it. So that's when
Okay.
you can go, I don't want a cross-platform.
Yeah.
And you can only play with like PlayStation people, Xbox people, or PC.
Actually, I think I like that option if you can choose.
Yeah, but like I said,
Makes
that's why I feel like at the moment with Call of Duty and that, why
yeah.
it annoys me that they're saying like, get rid of it, get rid of it. It's like, it's a free game. Like I bought.
Oh, CJ said, "Boys had me on PlayStation Network." Command Fiddle 89. I'm not on the PlayStation Network.
I'd have to
Oh
go
wait,
through
I might be
Activision
on the
and add you.
PS3.
Well, I can add him on Call of Duty through Activision and all that anyway.
Oh, yeah, I
So
don't have.
I'll pay attention, and when I hop on next, I'll add you. All right, see you later,
CJ said,
CJ.
"Going for dinner. Love your work. See you, fam." Yeah, we should go do the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be back from. Hang on, where are we? We'll be back from 5 p.m. tomorrow, answering your tech questions. Until then, I don't even have my outro in front of me. Anyway, we answer your tech questions 100% free of charge, so you can come back for more of that. And please like and share so that we can help more people. Help us to help you.
Make sure you send through your questions. That's the next bit.
Yes.
Have the, yep.
www.thedotmail.com/contact. Get in touch with us any way, shape, or form, and then we can answer your tech questions.
You always forget the big smile at the end of contact. All right, easy on. We'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.